We're going to test a little alcohol stove here. It's a stove I make for the oven. It heats it to about 400 degrees and maintains that temperature for about 15 minutes. Soda can stove. It's got a fill hole in the middle, 3 1/16 inch holes, and a little roofing nail pin to preheat the alcohol. Alright, so what we do, I hope you can see that, is we're going to put about a tablespoon of water in there. Just like that. And then we're going to fill it full of alcohol. This is denatured alcohol. There we go. Yep. Set that off to the side over here. We'll drop the pin in there. Oh. And we'll set up the oven. Here's a 7-inch Bemco oven. Got the thermometer attached right there. Set that up there. Take the thermometer and stick it in there. So we can see how hot it gets. I'm actually not going to bake anything. I'm going to just show you how it heats up. Here we go. Put the top on. Put the front on. Slide the diffuser plate in. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and put the oven racks in here too. Just like that, and there it's all set up. Okay, now I got some matches here. We'll light that alcohol stove. And we'll set the oven over the top and we'll watch the temperature. Can't even tell if it's lit. Oh yeah, it's lit. Okay, we set the oven right over the top of it like that, and it should preheat and be ready to go in just a few minutes. So we'll take a break and see how it goes. I'll turn it back on when we get up to temp. Okay, well, it's been about 2 or 3 minutes now, and it's up to, looks like about 150, 125. So it's heating up. It does take a little while, probably about 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes to heat up to 400 degrees. But once the stove gets preheated and everything, it'll heat up pretty quick. And as you can see, it's already up to 150. So. Alright, well, one thing I should say is that the temperature out here right now is about 39, 40 degrees. Bright sunny day in Southern California. The alcohol stove's been under it for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes now. It's up to about 225, and probably it's going to start heating up a little faster now that the alcohol is getting warmed up, and it'll start heating up pretty quick. So. Alright, well, it's been about 5 minutes now, and it's up to, it's almost 325. So, like I say, it takes a little while to get up to temperature, but you can bake with an alcohol stove. It works pretty good for the little soda can stoves. I've had guys that use the Trangia, and they've actually made modifications to the oven so that they can pull it in and out and adjust the temperature and fill it and so on and so forth. But like I say, I'd just make the alcohol stove that keeps it at that certain temperature, and then you just make a bigger alcohol stove, a taller one, if you want to heat it for a longer amount of time. Okay, it's been 7 minutes now. Let's see, actually 8 minutes since I lit the alcohol stove. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it there in the video, but it is at 400 degrees right now. And it's ready, now we could put some food in there and it would probably drop the temperature a little bit, but then it would continue to burn and keep it at, you know, right around 375 to 400. Now it'll probably heat up to about 450 to 500 degrees without anything in the oven at all. And then, I mean, it'll probably burn for 15 or 20 minutes, depending upon the conditions outside. Like I say, right now it's probably about 39, 40 degrees. Bright sunny day, no wind, so it's a beautiful day here in Southern California. And it's almost up to 350 now, or 450, I'm sorry. Let's see, it's been, well, it's 10:02, we started at 9:52, so it's been basically 10 minutes. I don't know if you can see my phone there. Here, let me open it up. There we go, 10:02, right there on the phone. And it's about 450 degrees. That's about as hot as it's going to get. Basically, you could stick something in there and bake it, and it'd bake for about 10 or 15 minutes. But we'll let it go ahead and burn through its all the alcohol and see exactly how long that is. We're at now. Okay, it's 10:06. Right there on the phone, 10:06. It's now at about 5:25. I actually opened the vent to let some heat out. As I said, if you actually put food in there to bake, the temperature would stay consistent. We didn't put any food in. We're just heating the oven, show how it heats and how long it heats with the alcohol stove. Now, one thing you got to be careful with alcohol stoves with this oven is that you have to add water to it so that the alcohol doesn't boil and boil over. Otherwise, you're going to have a ball of flame underneath the oven because the alcohol will boil out of the stove and onto the ground under the oven. So that's one thing you got to watch out for. That's why we put the tablespoon of water in that alcohol stove. Okay, it's I don't know if that shows up, but it's 10:13 right there on the phone. It's still at a little over 500 degrees, so that means it's been about 20 minutes. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes to heat up. 10 minutes bake time, probably about 8 minutes to heat up. 10 minutes so far, 10 minutes of bake time at 500 degrees. And this is another stove that you can make right here. This one will actually heat the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. And basically all it is a taller stove. It still has the fill hole, and it has the 3 1/16 inch burner holes to heat the oven. So as you can see, these little alcohol stoves work pretty good, but you just, like I say, you just got to remember to put a tablespoon of water in the stove and then fill it with alcohol. The water prevents the alcohol from boiling over and turning into a fireball. All right, here we are again. It is 10:20. I don't know if that shows up or not. It's 10:20. The oven's starting to cool off a little bit. That means it's just about out of alcohol. It's back down to 450 degrees. I did have the vent open for a little while, but it's still at over 400 degrees, so you could actually still be baking something. And it's been about, since I lit the alcohol stove, it's been about 27 minutes. So it burns for quite some time. The thing I want to point out is that you can actually control the temperature on the oven a little bit with the vent on the top by opening it up to let the heat out, but it's not enough to bring the temperature down 100 degrees or anything. It'll bring it down maybe 15, 20, 25 degrees, but that's about it. So it is possible to control the temperature a little. Had the temperature up to over 400 degrees now for 20 minutes, so that's plenty of time to bake just about anything except for brownies or bread or something like that. But temperature is still over 400 degrees, and I believe it's just about out. It's still burning a little bit though, so it'll probably be another, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes before it burns out. Now below 400 degrees, and it's 10:26, so it's been about 23 minutes since it got up to 400. So, and let's see if we can zoom in on that. There it is. As you can see, it's starting to drop now. It's down to 375, so that means the alcohol is probably burned out and the oven is starting to cool down. Well, I just realized that you're not going to be able to see my phone through in the camera, so I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, it's down to 350 now, and it's burned out. Burned for about 26 minutes after it heated up to 400 degrees, which is plenty of time to bake, biscuits or keep your gravy warm or whatever. Banana nut bread, pizza, some breads that take 10 or 15 minutes, blueberry muffins. Lasagna takes about 30 minutes, so you'd probably want to use the larger stove, but you can make them any size, and that would control how long it burns. So there's the video. Don't forget to get your oven at www.backpackeroven.com or backpackeroven.net.